welcome to the behind the song video for our first ever song that we released called Past You Out. Now, everywhere. In this video I'll share with you all the things that we want to say about the song, like the process of making the song, our lyrical interpretation, musical things we want to point out, how producing a song went because we've never produced anything ever before. And we also got the behind the scenes for the music video for you in this video. So if you want to watch any of those, you can click to the chapters. Let's go. I do want to talk about the cover pic. I think I'm going to just do that now. The cover pic is us crying. That was a real cry about the real situation behind the song. Because of memory issues, because of dissociation, because of the idea, we also tend to film when we're up. I film a lot. We film ourselves a lot to try to understand each other parts-wise, because communication, unlike with most people, between their different selves, doesn't work in their head because of dissociative barriers, because of DID. Take a shot every time I say DID. So we usually do it externally, and that is easiest via video because I can I don't have to type, I don't have to write, I don't have to do anything, I just talk. So that night we were also crying, and at some point we looked into the camera as we were crying. We looked at ourselves at some point through crying and went, actually, I think I look really cool here, you know? Oh wow, very cinematic. But you know, the picture, more crying into camera. For all the people that are always like, oh my god, why would you film yourself crying? It's because I might remember that I cried, but the other parts of me, the other selves, the alters that also exist, that also have control of this body and the life that we live, don't fucking know what happened. And they just come to with, you know, tears streaming down our face. And I want to give them context, because it's easier nowadays, but 3 years ago that was very much not possible to talk about on the inside. So that is where the cover photo comes from. I'm also going to share some rejected cover from that photo shoot. From the crying session. Also, in case anyone's confused, Untitled is our artist name, which is where we put all the official stuff that we want the wide public to notice, I suppose, I guess. And on Area Now is all the behind the scenes and crafty stuff that is not fully finished, but the processes of making things, or behind the scenes. We started writing this on the 20th of January 2023, and we started it out with just the drum, I suppose, the beat, and we didn't have chords for this for the longest of time. You'll call me back to your again, I'll let you break my legs again. I knew so soon past you. No, no, no shoes. Do you want me to fucking go? Do you actually want me? Do you actually want me to go fight too? Okay, I got it. I thought we were something now that I want to think, but I can't understand. I thought we were something now that I want to think, but I can't understand how you wrecked all my plans. Hey, all my plans. How could I believe that any of it was true? Okay, so this is the first song that we ever produced. We've written many songs, but we've never fully produced them. It took us 1.5 years. It's been so long that nowadays singing the low beginning notes of the song is super easy. And when we started recording, that was difficult. Production-wise, what I'm happy with is like everything up to the bridge, and the bridge we want it to be louder, more impactful, but I'm not... I don't know how to do that. So this is how it is at the moment. I'm okay with releasing it as it is. We are planning on releasing an EP, a first ever like collection of songs, in January, hopefully. And maybe by then we'll have learned more about production and we can remaster the song. But for now, this is the version and we're okay with this existing out in the world for people to listen to as their first introduction to us as a musician. This was the first song we ever produced because we could not finish the ending. We always wanted the ending to be like a heavy, screamy bridge. We couldn't finish that acoustically. But usually we write all our songs acoustically so that we could always, you know, play them. I don't know drums. We started out playing the violin. We started out making music playing the violin. And violinists are notoriously bad at keeping rhythm. Yeah. Drums were difficult to come up with. I am happy with what they are now in the end, but that was not easy first. That came very difficult. Yeah, English is also difficult. Another thing that we tried for the first time while producing this was ad-libs. Like when songwriting, I've never written an ad-lib before. There's like maybe 4 in the entire song. They are very awkward. They feel like like the way I feel when I'm like subscribe to my YouTube channel, go subscribe to my Instagram, it's in the description. Like the way I feel when I say that is how it also feels to do ad-libs and songs. Awkward, but we got through them. They're there.
Call me back, call me back, call me back, call me back. You call me back to your day now, let me break my legs and then so
Another thing is that we tried so many scream. We've never scrumped before. I've never screamed before, like singing wise. Of course I've screamed. But we did try lots of screams and I'll have 2 compilation videos for you now. Trying to get a scream to happen. Maybe Todd screaming is the way to go, because something nice. Oh, actually. Excuse the formatting. This is the track of sounds and shit that I could maybe add to the song. And I want to show them to you. The in-gasp. A shocked gasp. We got the classic inhale. We got a sigh. A Bart-ish yelp. This is where we're starting to try some screams, which I'm not good at. The Bart-ish yelp. Baby dragon trying to breathe fire. Do you know? He's getting better. Haga. Scream. Scream. We got the nice ghostly slide. We got a long skirm. I think we used this one. Pitched skira. Short pitched. Clean pitch. Like Freddie Mercury stepping on a Lego, I don't know. This one's called You haven't fed your cat on time? Cat trying to scream, but she's congested. Squeaking door, innit? It is. Surprised toad. exasperated toad. Lady scream. Roar. Indeed. Not the one we used. Wonder how did we use this? Maybe like that. The screams and the stremas. Alright, on to the lyric explainer. You get me talking about it and you got the lyrics here. This is our lyrical interpretation. You're very welcome to interpret the song in a different way. First off, I know this is very simple writing. We are not claiming this to be a lyrical masterpiece of art. Like the overall vibe, when the way that you left you makes you doubt every good thing that came before it. What? When the way that you left you makes you doubt every good thing that came before it.
What I was trying to say is, for when the way that they left you makes you doubt every good thing that came before it.
For when they dump you over text. Oh fuck, oh shit, that hurt a lot more than I expected. For when they leave abruptly and without explanation, and that stage of heartbreak when everything hurts all the time. How could I believe that any of it was true when I wasn't even worth a phone call to you? Getting dumped by a text or by a friend or via a letter, you know, anything that is not. I think that the acceptable ways to break up with someone, like if the relationship happened in person and it is safe to still engage with that person in person, then I think you should also break up in person. And if you can't meet up in person, then the minimum is a phone call. And that's what I'm trying to say here. How could I believe that any of it was true when I wasn't even worth a phone call to you? The you in the song left the me in the song via text makes one feel like every good, positive, nice thing that came before in the relationship is fake. If you didn't even care for me as a person enough, tell me a hurtful thing in person, how should I believe any of the other things that you said beforehand? Kind of makes it feel like you just lied to me to get me met. Like all the times you said it was kind and cool and you liked me and you loved me. Those all now seem to be fake in the face of leaving without a proper goodbye. Like surely if they had valued you at all, they would have left in a more dignified way. How should I perceive your kindness so new? Weren't you just shitty a couple weeks ago? This is referring to, the first sentence is like talking to the you in the song, being like, hey, if any of it was true, wouldn't you have like broken up with me face to face? And then the second one is now I'm seeing you again in person after a couple of weeks have passed, a month, some amount of time has passed, and you're being very kind and polite, and you're like asking me how I've been, and you're pretending to be friendly. Like, where was this energy a couple of weeks ago when you dumped me over text? Where was this? It's so new now that I've adjusted to you being an asshole in my head, but now you're being all friendly and kind. What's up with that? What is happening? Do you actually want me to glorify it too? Talking about the new fake, probably, politeness. Do you want me to think that that is cool too? If we're looking at the upcoming EP as stages of grief, this one is anger. We are angry. Like, how could you do this? How, like, it's the, like, exasperation of, I thought I meant more to you, but apparently I don't by the way that you left. This is all about the way that they left. The chorus is the same theme both times around. It's I can't eat anymore and I can't sleep anymore. And then it's I can't breathe anymore, I can't need anymore. It's like that stage of heartbreak where everything hurts all the time, where everything just hurts. You're in pain, sleeping hurts, eating hurts, breathing hurts. Sometimes when you're in pain, emotional pain, you can go to sleep and then in sleep you're fine and it's not that bad in sleep. But sometimes everything hurts all the time, even in sleep. Can't do anything anymore. That's true. Not you. Talking about like how badly we're hurting that we can't eat anymore. That is true. That was true. Not the fake friendliness that you showed us in verse 2. A heartbreak is true. That's real. It's real. Not like you. You're fake. Now you saw me leave no traces. Talking about like leaving quietly, like grieving quietly and privately, just leaving quietly and grieving for yourself. Leaving no traces. You packed away the shiny game. I think the shiny game here is both the game that I'm talking about in the EP as a whole, like the game as in the affair as a game, and also the shiny game of pretending to be fake kind. Knife left in my back again. How cruel. You do something that hurt me again after all of it. Knife left in my back, very classic like allegory to being hurt, being betrayed, and again, because within the context of the song, we've already been hurt minimum once. Vow that once you see my words were the truth. Vow refers to a vow that you'll call me back. I, here in the song, am still like hurt and in pain and desperate and aching over the end, and I'm somehow still hoping for them to call me back. Once they see that my words were the truth, that unlike you, I meant it. And once you see that, you will come back. You'll come back to me. You'll call me back to your ordain, and not to appreciate me for who I am, but to once again fall back into the apparently old dynamic of this relationship of just doing what you want me to do. Once you call me back, I'll let you break my legs again. I'll let you in, and once again it'll end up hurting me like it did the first time. So soon you'll leave. You'll come back, we'll try our rounds again, and it'll end the exact same way with you leaving again. The chorus, I can't breathe anymore, I can't eat anymore. And now the title of the song, Past You. I'm referring to the I can't eat anymore, I can't need anything anymore, past you. Past you as in after you left my life, after you were a thing in my life. I'm useless, essentially. No you. Bridge. Extra angry time. I thought we were something. Not that I want to think, because thinking hurts. But I can understand, didn't you hold my hand? Hand-holding as a metaphor or a simile for being close, intimate, exchanging love and tenderness. I thought we were something. I thought there was something. I thought it was more than just casual hookup culture. With love and admiration, you left me to misconstrue all of the consequence. Saying that, after all, like, you left me to misconstrue, to wonder about everything. All of the consequence, how it ended. I'm ruminating, because you can explain yourself. Are you content with our end? Referencing the literal end of the relationship that was like a shitty, dumpy experience, and like the overall end of the affair. Like, both the end of the affair and the end as an event. Are you happy with that? Like, asking the dumper is, are you happy with how that ended? Yeah. The anger that comes with an unsatisfying ending. Music video behind the scenes. We have 2 videos, I think, of how we set up in our makeup.
Dawned on me that this might be interesting content. Doing my makeup for presumably taking some pictures, like photo shoot. So far what we've done is mix white foundation with some normal colors. The lightest that exists, concealer. There's the foundation all over. Today we're just using translucent powder. Moisturize my lips. Start out with black eyeliner. Like, not trying to be too pretty, just putting it on with some type of brush. And blend. Should look like this. Blend it out, no shape. Just following my eye. Black eyeshadow. Same placement, just around the eye. Just going slightly bigger with the eyeshadow than I did with the eyeliner. Time to add some purple. I will use the same brush because I really don't care. Purple, just in the middle. Need more eyeshadow. Big blend brush. There she is. I blend from the outside in. Okay, more purple. Alright, glittery. Now, I've never put on fake eyelashes, ever. But I think it's time. With these. Okay, it could be worse. It's not good. Could be worse, though. That went somewhat successfully. We did the eyelashes. Now it's time for lips. Eyes are done, yes, so I can. I'm gonna do 2 poofies on either side of my head. Lip liner and lipstick. We're done. Basically, pale base, grungy eyes, lashes, black lips. So, taking you with. Our thought was that this space that we have here, where currently it's not table and that, we have used that before to take pictures for Depop. So I'm gonna try to do that again. Yeah. Then set this here up as a photo booth. I'll see how it goes. Things might look a little crazy with the milk cartons. I have a vision. Alright, the surgeon just definitely needs to go higher. I'm gonna put a box on top of the shelf and then balance wooden rail from my bed curtains. Just can screw one of these off. It's gonna be a long day.
I want to sit on a stool, so I'm making a stool because I don't really, already have a fancy looking stool. I'm just adding velvet leggings, and I'm just using these and pitting them around this chair, and that'll be the chair. Set is like ready.
But what I'm wearing is this prom-y dress. You can see it. And I'm gonna get corseted, so wish me luck.
I learned a couple of things. First thing we learned is that fuck the phone camera. Right now I can film with it and it's fine. If I want to make it artistic, I have to use the DSLR camera. We got one secondhand more than 10 years ago, I think, and her quality, the only thing that's annoying about her, why we don't use her most of the time for filming, is because I have to set up an entire fucking photo studio with proper lights and everything, like get full-on lights on me, as opposed to just this one little light that I just got from my living room, because she will not film unless if it's too dark. I have a bunch of footage from that day, from late in the evening where it was way too dark, but we kept filming. There's about 2 hours of filming that we could just not use at all in the music video because it was way too dark. So, lesson learned. For the video vibe of the music video, like the idea behind it originally was when you left at prom, when your date doesn't show up to prom. And then at some point I was like, I'm 26 now. I don't go to prom anymore. So it's just when you left at a party where there's randomly a photo booth, and this entire music video happens in the photo booth where I am realizing that the person is not showing up and I'm getting more and more exasperated and desperate and angry. So we wanted to cry in the footage, and I really thought we were just gonna be able to cry. I really thought like, I'm depressed. That makes us cry so very easily usually. So we thought I could just think of something sad and cry, but we couldn't. It did not fucking work. There's so many clips of me trying to cry, and at some point it was evening time and we should have eaten a long time ago already. So we're like, okay, I'll just start making food and chop some onions, because chopping onions makes me cry. Obviously, there's so many clips of us inhaling onion, interlaced them with the clips that I want to show you from the night shooting that I couldn't incorporate, because they're still like pretty and beautiful and artistic, but I couldn't incorporate them in the music video. So you're gonna hear me sniffed a lot of onion, and for what? For the shots to look like this. Plus, we never managed to actually get a tear out. Our eyes only got watery with the onions out, so we just resorted to manual tears and dropped some tears into our eye. These are the crying shots. I think we spent like a solid hour trying to cry, minimum, and for that, like, yeah, they're cool shots, but they're not worth more than an hour of inhaling onion. Anyways, editing was okay, but annoying because of the beats. I did it to the beats of the song, not to any of the embellishments. And I think the beats are very solidly synced up with the clips until like halfway into the song, and then we were just tired. It was a couple days of editing the video. I was just tired. I was done. However, some of the clips might be slightly offbeat. You get the idea. You get it. Also, for the music video, a big shout out to on pexels.com for the static TV video effect that we have overlaid into the music video. Obviously, it keeps looping. I think that's all we have to say about Passy at the moment. There's also the karaoke/how to play video if you want to check that out. And of course, check out the song and the music video and any of the socials or whatever the fuck. You know what to do. Thank you for watching. And if you want, share your interpretation of the song with me back down below. Thank you. Bye.